Hello again and welcome back to Scott and Wander's World, and today doing something completely different. As you may be aware, I am a huge fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, although let's be honest, Phase 4 has been a bit of a mess. On Disney Plus, we have had a fair share of amount of exclusive content in the form of series they've produced for the channel. The quality of which, shall we say, has ranged from excellent to dreadful. So far along, we have had Loki, which was excellent, WandaVision, which I thought was very good, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I thought was very good as well, Hawkeye, which I thought was good to excellent, Moon Knight, which was a bit hit and miss, Miss Marvel, basically a completely demographic to me, and She-Hulk was absolutely dreadful. The latest series, which has just dropped onto Disney Plus, is Secret Invasion, bringing back some familiar faces to the small screen. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. We've got Ben Mendelsohn, a fantastic actor, as Talos. We've got Colby Smulders back as Maria Hill. Martin Freeman back as Agent Ross. It also introduces some new characters. Special Agent Sonia Falsworth, played by Olivia Colman. Kingsley Ben Asir as the villain Gravik, as well as Talos' his strange daughter Gia, who is running with the Rebel Scrolls. Things I liked about this. I really liked the intro to the episode, which is apparently all
AI generated,
giving it gives a sort of more moody and ominous tone. Constant shape-shifting in the intro, alluding to the series plot. The shape-shifting scrolls living in plain sight. It's initially set on the streets of Moscow. The setting gives the real feeling of a Cold War era Russia, although apparently this is set in modern day. The outcast scroll community has even set up in a disused Russian nuclear plant, which is quite reminiscent of Chernobyl. Fury's been off-world at the Sabre space station, and is called back to Earth by Maria Hill when an apparent skull uprising starts to take shape. His interactions with his old friend Talos make for some really, really good scenes in the episode. Fury's clearly a damaged man, having been through the blip, a scene that is shown actually during the episode, which is for me a standout scene in the premiere episode, and it isn't the brash and confident agent he once was, which is actually commented upon multiple times during the episode by multiple characters. The prize of this series appears to be who can you trust. The Skrulls are living as normal humans in plain sight, whilst it also appears they're trying to infiltrate major world leaders and their organisations, looking to create a world war which would allow them to take over the Earth. Apart from the obvious CGI of the Skrulls morphing, there appears to be a lack of CGI overkill that has bugged Marvel projects, certainly of recent Ant-Man and the Wasp. She-Hulk was the absolute worst of this on Disney Plus. Street-level Marvel programs such as Hawkeye and Falcon and the Winter Soldier really have benefited from the dialed-back approach to what has become an awful CGI problem for Marvel. The lighting and mooding of the Secret Invasion series appears to be working well. Everything's set in the shadows, spy and espionage style. Gravik, the main villain, a Skrull, is now the leader of their council. Talos, having been removed and gone underground, an enemy to his own people. There's enough of Gravik in the episode to warrant more airtime going forward, as he genuinely appears an interesting character. The episode also introduced interesting characters in Secret Agent Falsworth, who appears to be some sort of MI5, MI6 agent who Fury clearly distrusts. This plays out through the whole episode. We're also introduced to Talos' daughter, estranged daughter Gia, who is working with Gravik. Talos' emotional struggle with his daughter is well thought out. And the will she won't she of the episode is really good. The building block to the ending of the episode is great. The characters build well. There are skull promise of the episode is who can you trust and who are they say what they say they are. The ending was something I honestly didn't see coming. It came as a complete bolt out of the blue, and it leaves us wondering if there's anybody safe in this series. Wasn't anything I didn't like about the episode. I think it was as a starter and a scene setter for what's to come. It ticked the boxes that I would want it to tick. We've had some misfires with the Marvel universe. Obviously, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania wasn't a great film. The overuse of CGI made it look like a cartoon. Um, the recent Guardians of the Galaxy film was much better, and the obviously we've got a writers' strike now in America, which is delaying a lot of these Marvel projects. People say there's Marvel overload. People are fatigued by Marvel, if you like. I don't see that. I still watch it as a fan. This series, I like the fact that Fury's back. He's clearly a slightly different Fury to what we've seen before when he was running the Avengers, and he seemed completely indestructible. Whereas now there's a a sort of bit of he isn't invincible anymore. So there's a more human side to him. He stopped wearing his eye patch. He looks older. Obviously, Samuel L. Jackson's getting older. So it'll be interesting to see how his character plays out through the whole of this series. I want this to be as spoiler free as I'm not used to reviewing episodes of programs, so hopefully this one comes across okay. I liked seeing Maria Hill back, as she's been around since day dot really. Ben Mendelsohn as Talos is always great, a great actor to watch playing out. They've got Olivia Colman in now as Falsworth, which I think works really well. So there's going to be the trade off with Fury and her. He set a little spy camera up, so he obviously doesn't trust her at all. The mooding's really good on the program. We've had some absolute rubbish from Marvel in She-Hulk. Miss Marvel was okay. Looking forward to the new Loki series when that hits. For me, Secret Invasion as a pilot episode, as a premiere episode to set up what's coming forward. The Skrull invasion, they're obviously setting countries against each other. They're manipulating governments and world leaders. And I think it's a good premise. It was a decent start to a slightly different style of Marvel program and film. Espionage, spies. Obviously, we're used to gods and witchcraft and magic, and it doesn't look like this is going to be that sort of series. And I think that's going to be quite welcome. I like the Hawkeye series. I like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, and this seems to be the street level stuff is what Marvel is capable of doing really, really well. Looking forward to next week's episode. Hopefully it builds on. It left with a lovely, huge cliffhanger at the end of this episode. I'm not going to give anything away. And actually looking forward to seeing what comes next in this is an 8 episode series. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you've seen Secret Invasion episode 1, leave a comment in the comments box if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, I'm not a look. If you're going to want in-depth stuff, you've got New Rock Stars, the Cosmic Wonder. Who's the other one I like? Ryan Airy's channel. You've got huge spoilers. They're all way bigger than I am. I'm just looking at it as a normal Marvel fan that's going to talk to you about what I thought about the series. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's not going to be too in depth. It's just what I liked about it. Nothing I really disliked about the episode. I think it did its job, and it made me want to watch next week's episode, which is what any series sets out to do. So yeah, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, give it a thumbs down. I'm going to do weekly episodes of my thoughts on this series. I might do some other series. If there's any other series you'd like me to do breakdowns on, then leave a comment in the comments box, and I'll do my best to get around to them. I hope you've enjoyed it. There's a subscribe button if you have and you're interested, and there's a bell you can ding, etc., etc., etc. And me and Wanda, see you very soon.